welcome to Not Hardly Broken. I am Kenya.
I'm Terrence.
And we're glad to be here with you today. We've been hearing a lot about our most recent series. It was a 6-part series on prioritizing your marriage. We got a lot of feedback from you all, and so thank you for watching. Also, thank you for liking and subscribing to our channel and sharing it with other people. We do really appreciate that. We don't have any agenda other than to just be able to be a support to everyone who wants to tune in, whether you're an individual or a couple. We just feel like we have a lifetime so far of information that hopefully will be able to help other people. We've been married 21 years. And we have 6 wonderful children ranging in age from 20 all the way down to 7, almost 8 years old. So we're glad again to be here, and keep definitely liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you have any questions or anything you want to comment on, send us an email to nothardlybroken@gmail.com. So today we received, well, not today, but today's topic is about arguments and conflict. I know we've had a conflict resolution video, a couple of them, but this particular question from a subscriber was, how do you manage yourself within an argument without crossing lines? And you know, we'll talk about what those lines are. And then another part of it is, how do you avoid blame shifting, you know, and we'll get into that in just a minute.
Okay.
All right. So every couple has arguments. Every couple has disagreements. No couple sees everything the same all the time. You don't always see eye to eye.
That's true. That's true.
And that's a lot of time because you're 2 totally different people, coming from 2 totally different places, reared in 2 totally different environments, and having so many different experiences. And I, as a marriage and family therapist, I have come in contact with a lot of couples who struggle in just being able to communicate, period, in a conversation that either they get triggered or they get heated, or they feel offended, or the other person is defensive. And so we're going to try to get through some of this dialogue and give you some tools on possibly some things you could do to avoid crossing lines when you're in a conversation or when you're in an argument.
That's good. Now, I just want to say this because you initiated by saying that every couple has an argument at one point or another, or even a relationship, whether it's a friend to friend, you know, peer to peer relationship, or, you know, maybe sometimes a manager to, you know, subordinate. But I know a couple of people, a couple of guys that say, you know, hey, me and my wife, we don't argue. And so, you know, what I would say to that is, you, sir, are controlling your marriage.
Well, shots fired.
No, I'm just saying. But it's impossible, I say, for 2 people from 2 different backgrounds and 2 different upbringings to come together and not have a difference of opinion and not be passionate about one thing, and the partner, you know, not be as passionate about it as well. And so that causes the rubbing together, that causes the conflict. And so for me, I just can't believe how you cannot get into an argument. Now, you can kind of suppress the argument, right? You know, like, for example, myself, you know, laid back. I don't like to argue. I don't mind getting into an argument, but I don't like to argue with you because I think it's futile. And when I get heated, I have a tendency to go to a place that I don't like to go to. So to refrain from going to that place, I like to remain calm. And they say in an argument, the the cooler head prevails.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another thing that we probably going to get into and talk about as we discuss this topic today. But, to not argue, I think that is unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And to argue too much is also unhealthy. So, where's that middle ground?
Yeah, the argument, for lack of a better term, I'm going to use conflict, because an argument does sound like a fight, right? But conflict is inevitable. We're going to have a conflict, just like Terrence is saying. So what do we do and how do we manage that conflict? That's going to make all the difference because we're different.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, would you say, we enter a conversation already with our set of cards of what we think, how it should go.
Not necessarily, because
No?
sometimes you start, you come at me with some stuff and I'm blindsided, so then I have to get my cards
You have to
together.
go grab them.
Yeah, because you already got yours. I don't
got
have
mine.
any.
I've been walking around with mine for a
Yeah,
few days in
you
my
done-
purse.
Yes, you have.
That's true,
Yeah.
and that is true, and that's an unhealthy
No shame.
thing. Since you disclosing and exposing, you should not walk around with your cards in your purse just waiting on a chance. The healthy thing, and I struggle with it too. So this is not like we're just gurus in this. The healthy thing is to share it or express it as it comes up, as opposed to accumulating stuff and just stockpiling is what we call it, just stockpiling issues. And then soon as something sets you off one good time, you just throw it all out there.